Hey, model router loaders, it's Steve 87th again here, starting to do some more work on my crane project here. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know um, the LEDs that I got from Yankee Dabbler, they were way too big. So I just kind of went, nah, that's not going to work. So I went to Evans Designs. And since I'm a first timer at doing all of these things, I kind of went a little bit overboard on these. So let me just show you some of the things that I got. So they're a really good website. They do a lot of things. You can also get a building program from them. So the first thing is that I got the lights for inputs of 7 to 19 volts. So basically what these are supposed to do is they're supposed to be able to run off the DCC systems. What this does is it not only gives you the resistors that go in there, but it also puts in a rheostat, or not a rheostat, but anyway, it puts in a device, I can't remember exactly what it is, that allows it to not be flickering when you're using the DCC circuits. Okay, so that was kind of what I got. I got a bunch of cool white lights. Now the problem was that those other ones were so big that I couldn't do anything with them. Now what's nice is what they did, and I don't know if you guys can see how small these are. They put magnetic wires on them, but these are the lights that are actually going to go into the white light areas. Okay, so they're going to go through there. So I have to see how big they're going to be and how much room I need to do to actually put these in. Now, they had two ways to do this. There was one where these wires were all connected up, all in one shot. Okay, well, I chose not to do that because I actually have to thread these through. And there was no way that I was going to thread those in through the holes that I have, so I'd have to make bigger holes. And I didn't want to make bigger holes. And the only other way was to put the resistor and locking system that they have in here through all the little holes, and that wasn't going to work either. So it was kind of like I had to make sure that I could do what I could do. The nice thing was, it's a little bit more, but they cut them apart for you. So I see I have 4 of these. The other thing that's really cool is they gave me all the shrink tubing that I need once I put these back together. All right, so I'm gonna have to solder these together when I get them there. But they made it so now I can actually thread these through the holes that I have there. So that's the white lights. I'm gonna put those back in their bag. The other ones, I did the same thing with the yellow lights. Now I got 2 of these yellow lights, I believe, because who can't use yellow lights? But the thing that I did with the yellow lights was I made it a flashing light. And I had them give me the flashing light one so that I knew exactly what it was that I was doing with it. Again, I am not that savvy with DCC yet and how all of the different things could work on the controller. So I wanted to make sure that I had the flashing section that I wanted. This is Pico Red. These are small red ones, just like the white ones, and those red ones have to go back here into those holes. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I had those. And then this should be the flashing light external. And again, I had to have it broken in half so that I could thread it up through the top. Now, it looks like I still may have to make a bigger hole because they did solder these together onto the light itself. Unless I push the light up through here. I could put the light up through there where just the light is showing, which that might be a good way to do it. Now, one of the things that I found was really interesting when I was reading cautions on this, they said one of the big things is LED light ideas. Do not use a hot glue gun. It's too hot, so you'll destroy it. But what it does do is it tells you use holding wax, silicone glue, or even a white glue. Glue and tape are all suitable for the LEDs. Okay, so that's kind of a nice little tip. I would not have known that. Not that I was going to use a glue gun on it, but I still wouldn't have known that. So we're going to try to go ahead and fit this light, which should be a flashing light, hopefully, up through here as the first one, because then I can just glue it in with some of my white glue, which won't be too bad. Okay. So the first thing I have to do is figure out what size drill bit I need. So for that, let's go get our calipers out. It's a lot easier. Let's turn them on. No, I got it in millimeters. Oops. Sorry, zero this out. Millimeters. It looks like it's going to be about 1.80. Would be best to put that through there. Get my drill bits out. Let's see how close to 1.80 I've got. And that should work. Good thing is I've already got a hole started here. Go through there like that, through there like that. Now the prototype model that I have doesn't actually have the rotating beacon, but I thought it'd be a cool thing to have on there. Okay, so that's too thick to go through there. So I'm going to have to thin that out somehow to get that to pop up through. Okay, this is where the fun parts come in, right? We got to figure out the best way to do things without making too big of a mess. Yeah, see that? The thickness of that is really, really thick. So let's see what the square thickness is. That's 3.0. However, the other thing is, I might just be able to pop this through here. Nope, have to make a bigger hole anyway, even to get these wires through. So I guess that's the fun thing about doing these types of things. So I could make it so that I've got the square sitting up on top. I just got to make a hole big enough for the wires to get through, which is still going to be in the means of about 3. Yeah, about a 3 millimeter. Let's see if I got a 3 millimeter. Now the funny thing is the actual size that I got from Yankee Dabbler were 3 millimeter lights, but you can see that that just wouldn't look right. It just seems like it would be way too big to go on there like that. Okay, we're going to take our Round hole file. Let's see if we can't get some of these out. Bad thing is you don't want to make it too big, right? Because if you make it too big, then you got to fill the whole thing back up. The whole thing back up. And it's just trying to get these wires placed in there without destroying anything. We can't bend those in a little bit. Get them to come down. Okay. Now if I turn it, see if I can turn that. I should be able to have the flashing light. Okay. So there we go. We got that one in there. It looks like it needs a little fill, but I think if I turn it this way, I really don't need as much fill. So we'll just take the fill out of there. Okay. So now what I'm supposed to do is solder these to these, and then I can hook the other wires, the black and red wire, up to the actual decoder. Okay, so that's my first light. So let's see how that all works.
Hey, this is Steve87. So that's part one. I'm going to show you guys a couple more parts of this one. The next one's going to be the spotlights and all that. The video is getting a little bit too long. So we're going to give you a part two coming right on up. If you like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and there'll be more of this to come. Thanks for watching.